Hey, my name is Thomas O'Hara from Cooper & O'Hara. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to learn how to do a kickflip. Yes, on a skateboard. Kickflip, a maneuver in which the board is manipulated by the feet during a jump so that it spins sideways through 360 degrees before landing. So why a kickflip? Why skateboard now? During this crazy time, obviously work is slower for everyone, and it was harder to create. There weren't stories to tell, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in. It's like a dragon slayer with no dragons. Stupid. I lacked motivation, and so I decided to try and find a way to get out of that funk. So I bought a skateboard. I was watching a lot of skateboard videos recently, and it just brought me back to my childhood, to spending all day outside with friends trying to get better. I was never good, but it represented just being outside, just having fun. And I thought, in a time where you can't travel, what better thing to do than to get a skateboard? One thing I always wanted to do was kickflip. And so during this time, I thought, in one day, let's try and fulfill 10-year-old Thomas's dream of landing a kickflip. And here's that video. Going into this, I had a basic understanding of how to ollie. And I could sort of pop shove it. Sort of. So I thought, how hard could it be to land a kickflip? Attempt number 1. Imagine if I landed this first try. I didn't. Good try, Thomas. Attempt number 2. Attempt number 3. That almost ended the day early. Attempt number 4. Oh, not bad. Number 5. After my first few attempts, I realized this was going to be harder than I thought, and so I went back to practicing the skill I learned when YouTubing how to kickflip. Then you do ninja jump. Ninja jump. That's right, the ninja jump. Now I was definitely ready to land a kickflip. Now this may look like a long time, but in actuality, I'm currently 5 minutes in. Yes, it was only 5 minutes. And it turns out skateboarding is pretty hard. Let's keep going. This was gonna be a long day. I kept attempting with fairly high spirits through the first hour, 2 hours, who knows really. I had an odd confidence in myself that I was just gonna land it. With each attempt, I thought the next one was it. It's amazing how one attempt, you feel like you almost land it, and then the next 3 attempts are the furthest thing from a kickflip in the world. So it turns out skateboarding is hard. I didn't think this would be easy, but yeah, it's definitely not easy. Okay, we're gonna get this though. As fatigue set in though, the attempts got further and further away from a kickflip. I realize now that skateboarding is basically just doing box jumps over and over and over and over again on hard concrete. exhaustion definitely became real. Update. Still going. Still haven't landed one. I wish I had like a professional skateboarder out there, hello, to help me through this. Sadly, no one was coming to help me. This is much harder than Tony Hawk Pro Skater, circa year 2000. Okay, let's keep going. After 2.5 hours or so of just jumping up and down, I was running pretty low on steam. Turns out this is actually a lot of work. Legs are pretty sore. Feeling like less confident now than I was maybe at the start, but I guess I'll just keep trying. And then this happened. I didn't land it, but being so close kind of inspires you to keep going, and that's what I did. I just kept going. Everything still hurts. I didn't know you could get shin splints from skateboarding. Turns out you can. I put on a hat because my hair is very sweaty. My back's very sweaty. My clothes are sticking to me. Anyways, that's enough about my sweat. I'm gonna keep trying. Hopefully I can land this. Fast forward another hour and doubt started creeping in, as you can see, which led to frustration. At about 3.5 hours in, I had noticed that this had happened. And now it's broken through my shoe right to my sock. These are new shoes at the start of the day. Some gaff tape. I remember thinking if only my foot had stayed on for one of those, I would be done with this. It'd be over. But I had to keep going. I was well past the 4.5 hour mark. I was kind of in between giving up and just feeling like this isn't gonna happen. I felt like I was just getting further away from landing it, or I was just gonna hurt myself. Maybe it's just not something you can pick up and do in a day. Or maybe. Okay, to some people and even to myself a little bit, I probably didn't land a kickflip, But the fact that I put in that much effort and was that close and even landing on the board by the end, I was pretty proud of. And maybe it's just exhaustion, but I was okay with that for the day. That was 4.5 terrible hours. And I didn't even fully land it, but I'm counting it as a win because I'm exhausted, every bone hurts, and yeah, but that felt good. Okay, thanks. Let's see if I can walk tomorrow.